Hey everyone! So in this video I'm going to show you how I do the progesterone and oil shot. And for me it's really not that painful and I don't use any numbing cream or ice to numb the area. So keep watching to see what I do. Okay, so here are the ingredients you need. Most of these things you will definitely need no matter what, which is your progesterone and oil, and your needles, and your sharps container, and your alcohol prep pads. These are, maybe not everyone uses these. These are just like those heat packs that you can heat up in the microwave. And I have two of them because one of them I put in my pants on the area that I'm going to inject to warm up my muscle. And I find that this really helps me, at least. And because honestly the muscles are sore, but I feel like when I can heat it up, it becomes less sore. And also just since this is an oil, you know, keeping things warm and everything is just going to help that to flow better and all of that. So I have one that I do that, and then I heat up this one as well. And so once I get, draw up my medications in the needle and everything, and it's ready to go, I put it in here. I just kind of fold this over, stick the needle in there, just to let that warm up as well. So those are, and then I also have these gauze pads. So I've just kind of cut them up and put them in here. And so I just take one out, and then I have something there for me to, you know, if there's bleeding, and sometimes some of the oil comes out and stuff in the injection site. So I use that to press on the area and then massage the area really well afterwards for several minutes. I never really time it, but just for a while, kind of till I get sick of doing it, I guess, is when I stop. But anyway, so that's what you'll need. Okay guys, so while I get the needle ready, I have a heat pack already on the hip, just warming it up as I'm doing this. And I have the other one here that's already been warmed up. And I try to make sure it's not too hot, because I don't know really how hot this stuff can get. I don't want to like damage it potentially. So I've got my needle here. This is the 20 gauge needle. And you know, they come in different ways. This is my drawing up needle. So the smaller number is the bigger needle. So this is a 23 gauge, 1.5 inch. So that's what I'm gonna inject with, but this is what I'm gonna draw up with. And something I've noticed, so the last time I did a frozen embryo transfer was in, first off, you wanna draw up to your dosage. I actually draw up just more than my dosage, because it doesn't really matter. It's just you're putting air in here to kind of make it easier to suck out. But in the summer, it sucks out much easier than in the winter, because the last time we did this was in March. So August is, yeah, it just comes out way easier. So that's a great thing. Okay, so I got my needle ready. And then I also like to pull back after I've done this, just because there's some of the oil in this needle that I'm about to take off. So I don't know, I don't know if it's a huge deal, it's probably a small amount, but I just try to make sure that it's all in there. And then this, you put in your sharps container. My sharps container is very full. It's about time for me to start using another one. And then I replace with the injecting needle, and then it's ready for me to let it warm up for a little while. And yeah, then I'll see you for the next step. Hey guys, so it's actually the next day, and as I was editing this video, I realized a tip that I wanted to make sure to put in there that I didn't put in there the first time. And it was actually something I saw on a video from Phil and Alex. If you guys probably know who they are, they're very popular on YouTube and are actually currently doing IVF as well. But she showed something in one of her videos. I was like, that is so smart. So your needles, when you put your needles and they fill up the sharp container and everything, and mine is very full, as you can see. But really the only part you need to put in here is this part. So you can just untwist it. Well, there we go. Untwist it. And this can just go in the regular like recycle or trash. You don't have to worry about putting this in your sharps container. So this goes in there and you will not run out of space as quickly. So that's a big tip that I saw. And I know some people like to save these for, pictures and stuff like that, with the needles around the birth, pregnancy announcement or something like that. So you can also just store these somewhere and have them for later if you want. So anyway, I just thought it was a good tip. I liked it, and just to help not have to put as much in these things. So yeah, okay, keep watching. Okay, so my hip area is pretty red, as you can see, so it got pretty warm. And I'm just cleaning it off with the alcohol. And then, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going, and another big thing is my positioning as I'm in right now. So this is how I do it myself. Like in the first video I did it, you probably saw me standing up doing it. And I found, like, one time I was doing it and I felt a little bit lightheaded, and I was like, this is not good. Because, yeah, it would not be good to like pass out when you're trying to do this. I didn't feel like I was gonna pass out, but I just was like, it's not worth it. So anyway, and I found that like doing this, so putting pillows between my legs like this and laying on my side on a couch is the best way for me to do it. I don't have to think about like not putting weight on this leg, and this muscle I feel like can kind of stay more loose and not engaged and relaxed. So as in this position. So this is how I've discovered is the best way for me. So to find the area I'm going to inject in, I just find my hip bone. And so I just kind of feel around here. And then I'm gonna find a spot. So I kind of push in to feel a spot that doesn't feel tender. Because after you start doing, I've been doing this for several days now, and I'm having to do it twice a day, in the morning and at night. So yeah, the hips are sore. I don't think there's really a way to make it where they're not that sore, but it's not, yeah. But anyway, so I try to find a spot that doesn't really hurt when I'm pressing on it. And I just make sure, where the bone is, make sure I'm not getting, gonna hit bone, basically. So yeah, I think that feels pretty good right there. And I don't know, I kind of just dig around in there just to make sure it's not really tender. So then I've got my needle here, and I take the cap off, and because I sucked out some air from the other one, so I'm going to push that back out now. And until I get stuff coming out the top, basically. There we go, got some oil coming out the top. So it's ready to go. And I just kind of keep, Sometimes it still takes me a little while. I think there's still that mental blockage of just like freaking out over this giant needle, even though I've done this so many times. But for me, I guess it's just still kind of like to hesitate a little bit and make sure I'm doing it all right. Okay. So, trying to find a spot again. And I find the closer you get to the middle of your butt, I did it one time where it was a little bit towards the, not as much on the hip, I guess, like on the side, and that one was uncomfortable. So I think this hip area is really the best area to do it at. So, okay, I got the area, and then, yeah, Casey's doing a great job at helping just kind of get the right angle. And you spread the skin in, take a deep breath, and yeah, I just like to breathe out like that because it's just, like I said, intimidating. And something that you got to remember is pulling back. Okay, so I saw bubbles. You probably didn't see that. But you want to pull back and make sure there's no blood. And I've never seen blood, but you just got to check. So then I slowly inject. It just takes a while. And it really doesn't hurt that bad because I think you're spreading the skin, so it just kind of punctures really quickly. And you saw, I don't jab it in real fast. Some people jab it in really fast, but I don't know, I find it hard to do that. So, yeah, I don't know. But it really doesn't hurt that, it's not bad at all. Comes out, put the cap back on, and then get my gauze pad. Thankfully, it didn't really bleed this time. Sometimes it bleeds and sometimes it doesn't. And then I take that gauze pad and I always put it there and just rub away. And sometimes I'll have Casey rub it for me. But yeah, that's it. And it really, I honestly feel like if I put numbing cream or ice or something, it really wouldn't help me personally. Because I like I said, I just feel like when it goes in, it's just not it doesn't really sting much. It doesn't really have a lot. I mean, you do feel it, but it's just kind of hard to explain. It's not that painful. But whatever you need to do to get through these shots, you do you. So if you need ice, if you need numbing cream, go for it. But I just kind of wanted to show an example of someone doing it without that, so that if you wanted to try to do it without that, this is the way I've kind of found that I feel like is helpful for me, and I pretty much don't have any problem. I mean, I think it, I definitely, like I said, just kind of get a little freaked out at that needle every time I see it. I don't know why, but then when I do it, I'm like, oh, yeah, not bad. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned because we have our transfer in 2 days. So I'll definitely be putting a video up about that. So, and make sure just to subscribe if you haven't, so you can know when that video comes up, and click the bell icon so you get notifications about it. And I would love to hear from you guys. So let me know how you do your progesterone and oil shots. Do you use numbing stuff? How have you figured out? Do you do it yourself? Does your husband do it? Honestly, I will say for me, I'm more comfortable doing it myself. My husband has never done it. He's totally willing, but I actually feel like I would have more, it would be maybe more painful or more anticipatory if if that makes sense, like if he did it. Like I feel like I know when it's gonna happen and I just kind of do it when I'm ready, and I don't know. I actually prefer doing it myself. So yeah. Anyway, I would love to hear from you guys. Like, what are your thoughts on progesterone and oil? How is your reaction to it? Any tips you might have that I don't have that could be helpful for people? Please comment below. I'd love to hear that, and I'm sure other people would love to see that too. So, all right, see you guys in the next one. Bye.